Jeez, my hair just keeps getting worse and worse. I should get a haircut before the state is completely shut down again.
Why am I look like I'm? I changed nothing. Things change.
I know the feeling.
Where'd my mouth? Okay. Pull up ye old domain. All right, there we go. There we go. I don't know.
Ugh. Do something with this mop on my head.
Where did that go?
Let's see. Extensions. You must die. Yes. So I just upgraded Edge, right, to the latest version. Yeah, that was okay. I think that fixed that. And I've been having weird, I don't know if you've done this, but like Grammarly is rendering wrong now.
Yeah, that happens.
No, worse than before. Not like you can't see the thing. I mean, like there's like weird text everywhere on the screen. Like it's bad. So I think I'm going to uninstall it and see if I can reinstall it or something. I don't
know. Good news. The sound is great. Thank you, Todd. We like Todd around here.
Which Todd?
I don't even know. Todd Holter? Todd Holter. Not Todd Clint.
The Todd?
Not that Todd. All right, you ready? Good enough.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
We're going anyways. So I noticed that my wife was cleaning, and I was like, what's going on? Not that we live like in a trash heap.
I was going to say you didn't silently just back up and
No, I did. And
bide your time.
Then she kept going. I'm like, huh. So, what's going on? And so we're just going to kick this show off here, right, Paul? Because apparently my in-laws are coming over. And
I mean, I would say you don't really feel safe with the pandemic and everything. Mostly you're concerned about their health.
Exactly. This is a really bad pour because I was trying to get it extra loud so it'd be on the podcast audio. Because that is the type of person that I am. I'm still holding out that craft beer is going to be the cure for the virus, and that I am going to be well ahead of the curve.
The one thing that would get me to drink beer again.
Like, you drink this.
Look, I don't mind being 350 pounds. I just want to be safe.
It's delicious. Yep. Problem is, this is my last beer. I got to go to the store and get more for the weekend because
my wife and kid are actually going to go to IKEA today.
Wow.
I know.
How much fun are you looking forward to building that stuff?
I don't know I actually don't know why they're going.
Maybe to get more speakers?
Yeah. We don't really need more speakers, I don't think, but rear speakers for the den would be nice.
Yeah, see? You can put some right behind you, and I don't know. They're trying not to sneeze, which is a challenge.
Just let it fly, man. It's good.
Well, I think now it's like already kind of like recessed back in, and it'll come back out later. Like when I'm trying to drink, it'll be like, remember that sneeze you held back? And then bam.
Yeah, I had a nice little inhalation of liquid last night.
So anyways, I guess we're doing a podcast. Microsoft actually said today, and this is sort of interesting, that No Man's Sky, and we've known that Game Pass has elevated like games that go in there. It said No Man's Sky, when they added it to Game Pass, added 1 million new people to the game.
Interesting.
So, and it doesn't take a lot of those millions.
17 people playing it.
Yeah. So it does, but if you think about like that type of a number, if this game eventually leaves, it doesn't take too many of those million people to actually just go out and buy the game to make it a huge success for everybody.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think Game Pass and other subscription services like it will be part of the phase of releases like we used to have. I think I still have with movies. Remember like back in the day, like a movie would come out in the theaters and then a lot of time would go by and it would eventually appear on like pay channels like HBO and then it would make its way to cable or whatever and network TV. Obviously today we have more of like a digital disc-based release thing or whatever. But yeah, like why not? Like it could be part of the life cycle. You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's probably going to be it. Also, we have to...
A good way, like Call of Duty would be good for this, right? Even though there are millions of people playing older Call of Duty games still, throw them on Game Pass. You bump up the multiplayer. You could start selling them DLC and stuff. I mean, it'd be smart. They're not going to do that. But
Call of Duty and Call of Duty is the one I don't think is going to happen.
But it would be nice to be able to jump into a 3-4 year old version of Call of Duty and have people playing,
That is true. Maybe if they pull back that. Yeah. So, who knows? Anyways, the other thing, too, happening in the Xbox world, before we move on to other things, is that the Xbox One X and the digital one have come off
apparently
the line.
Right. Yep. So right now they're only selling the Xbox One S with the disc.
Yes, that's the only one they're currently making. You can still go buy the other ones.
They'll be still, some are left in stock or whatever. Yeah. Get them while they're hot or get them.
Yeah, so here's my prediction, my two-phase prediction here, Paul, is that Xbox One S with the drive is going to become really, really cheap soon. I bet they can get that thing like $149 or something like that, right? Just like slam that price all the way down. Then they announced the Xbox Series S, which will be like $349 or something like that. Slot right in the middle. Improved graphical performance, still 1080p type scenario. And then there's the Series X at like $499 or something like that.
500, yeah.
And then they have a nice little portfolio of entry points for people who want to do that.
Yep. Makes sense.
So, yeah. And then the second phase of that is, I wonder, and I have no information on this, I'm just guessing, is if maybe the Series S doesn't have a disk drive, and that's why they're keeping the one with the disk drive at the super low cost.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah. I don't think it's just going to disappear.
I mean, it could. It very well could, but that would be...
Maybe not this holiday season or something.
Yeah, who knows? But maybe that's... I don't know. Yeah. There you go. Yep. Yep. And then what was this WinUI thing? I saw you write about it, but then I already fell asleep.
So WinUI has actually been around for a few years, but WinUI 3, which is the coming version, is the big chunk that we know about of Project Reunion, this so-called unification of whatever Windows technologies. And so essentially what it is the UX components of UWP that have been stripped out of UWP and made available to developers across a variety of frameworks in Windows, WPF, I think WinForms too, but React Native, it's at UWP too. And the point of that is that it's not tied to UWP 1, and it's also not tied to a specific version of Windows 10. So they're getting rid of the fragmentation problem. I want to say they announced this last year. They released a really early alpha in November last year. There was a first preview at Build. Originally, we were going to have a second preview this summer that was going to have new features, but what they released was a second preview this week that has just bug fixes. And now I think the November release, which is timed to, or a release that's timed to Ignite, will have new features. And they've delayed the final release past November to sometime in the spring of next year. Gotcha. So it's basically the biggest chunk that we know about of Project Reunion, the UX part.
Interesting.
Not really.
No.
It's not that. It's
so,
yeah. It's not that interesting. I mean, whatever.
There was something.
I cobbled together a WinUI version of .NET Pad. It's just the UWP version, but it's technically a desktop app, not a mobile app. But right? I know what's the distinction. It looks exactly the same. It's the same code, but what it compiles to is a native exe, I guess.
Can you write it once and run it every?
You can run it once and run it in a couple of places.
all of which
start
are
with the world Windows. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. There's not a whole lot else other than every exec under the sun is now tweeting out photos of themselves holding a Surface Duo. Like,
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. Like, just ship it. Or ship it or shut up. That should be their new phrase.
Wow. Ship it or shut up. I like it.
Maybe. I don't know. That's why they're not going to send review units, because they know what I'll say.
Yeah, you'll say you shouldn't have shipped it.
Well, they're showing it off now with some like bumper cover on it, and one of them has like a little spine.
And it's nice that someone there has a little spine. Is that what you meant?
Wow.
Uh,
Oh man, I don't know.
It's been a curiously long week.
It has, and we got Inspire happening next week. We've got the Xbox game event happening next week. Isn't earnings next week too?
It might be Thursday, actually.
I hope not, because I'm going to be in a car more than likely, unless for some reason we don't end up going.
I think they've started doing it on Thursdays. I think it is Thursday.
No, I thought it was Wednesdays. If only we had some sort of. When is Microsoft's
/Sylvester or whatever
earnings?
Let's say
April 8th, 2020. Thank you, Google. That was close.
it's Wednesday.
Does it say? What about Market Beat?
5:30 p.m.
When is it?
5:30 p.m. on Wednesday.
Yeah, July 22nd. So they have moved it to Wednesdays. It used to be Thursdays.
Okay, I can't keep track. I don't care anymore. Whatever. I'm just.
Wow, and you're saying I'm the one who's mailing it in?
Power just glide again to the end of the week. I just don't. Wherever we land, we land.
Hopefully not on Earth, because, well, we know how that's going.
Hopefully not the ocean, but.
I don't know. What do you got going on this weekend, Paul? It's going to be hotter than.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's going to be in the 90s. I know. Nothing really. I mean, dude, our weeks are like this same thing
they're all
over
the
and over.
same.
You know,
It's
like
we apparently, actually, I know what you're going to be doing this weekend.
building
IKEA
something
furniture.
from IKEA. I'll find out what they're doing. I have the opportunity to go, but I have expressed a certain level of disinterest in this.
I can't.
45-minute drive, and then I'm going to walk around a place that gets more and more tedious every step you take. On a good day, I don't do well in like retail situations, and
Is it
you
just
gotta
retail?
think, yeah. Well, it's one of the situations, but the thing that those situations all have in common is people, and like, it's like you walk through IKEA. IKEA is like a Disney attraction. It has a path you have to follow in a certain direction. And very rarely do you get to skip anything. You pretty much have to. I don't care if you don't want to see bedrooms. If you want to see office furniture, you have to go through the bedrooms. And by 15 minutes in, I'm already bouncing off the walls. Like even when I'm there for something for me, I'm like, I need to get the hell out of here. Like one of the best things about buying those speakers is you walk in the door, you go up the escalator, and they're right there. And you can buy speakers and meatballs and leave. And it's the perfect IKEA experience.
That is the highlight of a Throt afternoon right there. Toys and toys and
meatballs, Sonos speakers. It's perfect. The only thing wrong with it is it takes 45 minutes to get there. It's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, our IKEA's. It's probably about a half hour away, maybe. Now, the key is, what I've never done this because my wife always drags me into this stuff, is that there's Topgolf, like literally right next to IKEA. And I'm like, I could just go there for 2 hours. You and the kid could walk through IKEA for 2 hours.
It'd be a good day for everyone. But I know enough about wives to know that is an unacceptable compromise.
Right, because I need to go and have an opinion.
The point is not for it to be a good day for everyone. The point is for you to go along so she can throw things by you, and you're non-committal. You don't care.
Yeah, no, none. Like, what do you think?
Like,
do you think this would look good on the wall? It's like, I don't really care. Well,
if you want it.
Yeah. It's IKEA. It's $7. Like, you know what? Just splurge a little. Like, it's
IKEA, right? Splurge a little. Get the Flemgrafen. That one's a little nicer. It's got a higher quality particle board under its plastic sheath exterior, or whatever these stupid things are made out of.
Oh God. You saying that, just being angry, reminded me. I had heard the original of this, but I'd never heard his backstory of it, of when Bill Burr was in Philadelphia, and he was getting booed. Like everybody, if you haven't seen this, Paul, it's like 2012, and he got booed on stage, and he just went up and gave the rant of a lifetime. And it was, many people say it was a turning point in his career because it kind of established him as just a guy who can go up on stage and just rant.
Go to town.
But he apparently thought he just bombed, and like that was the end of his career. So, anyways,
right.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that, put some headphones on. Don't let the kids around.
Yeah. It's not a politically correct seminar.
No. And if you like Philadelphia, I wouldn't recommend listening to it either because
Bill Burr is like a Boston type
yes
guy. So obviously the sports thing comes up, and
a little bit.
I believe this is where he made a commentary where like the sports of this city is so pathetic that the only statue you have is to an imaginary athlete from
the Rocky.
It's just so good. It's like, which is, by the way, is a solid point.
It is.
It is the city of Dr. J and whatever. But I mean, yeah, it's a good point.
It is. So I don't know. You got anything else for today, Paul?
No, I might actually go watch that right now. That'd be a good thing to fill my time with some Bill Burr. That'd be a good weekend by any measure.
It would be. And so hopefully everybody else listening to this has a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch all of you back here on Monday. Unless yet again, the Neowise meteor or comet or whatever it is actually does hit the Earth. We can see it from our backyard.
Blessing, that would be.
It's getting brighter.
The comet or the light? Did you see my Byte magazine collection over here?
Your what?
See, Byte magazines.
Well, it's kind of hard to see from here. It looks like a Scantron from way back in, just because it's so low resolution.
Yeah. Brought them up from the cellar. This is how I clean up. I take stuff from one place and I make it look more organized in another place, and it still takes up the same amount of space. I haven't really cleaned anything. Like nothing went in the trash. Well, actually, the boxes they were in went in the trash, so technically I did throw something out.
See.
But see, this whole thing is obviously just like a backdrop set. This is nonsense. Like the books over there are all old and pointless.
Yeah. You're not using them as reference material for your writing anymore?
No. Neither am I going to learn anything from these things. But whenever we do move, we're going to have a bonfire in the backyard, and this is exactly what's going to constitute it. The IKEA shelves that are holding them and the paper that is in those books and magazines.
You sure you want to keep... No, the shelves are going too.
Oh, no, the shelves, I'm pretty sure they'll go up like kindling. It'll be nice.
All right. Well,
anyway,
you enjoy whatever. Everybody else who tuned in live, thanks for hanging out with us.
We're still on live?
Yeah.
I was just doing that for you.
Just for me? That's so nice of you, Paul. Just so nice. I'm going to go. Actually, I got to go to the store and get more alcohol before my in-laws show up.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
All right. Later.
Bye.